Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, the Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Yep, Stacy. Called her Stephanie earlier, and I don't know why. But I'm now. What do we got going on for y'all? I want to do this like, that's a lot. Okay, we're doing this all over the place. Who knows why? Alright, so Scorpio season's very close now that I think of it, right? Somewhere around the 20th, probably a little after, I'm guessing. Don't remember exactly. It's when it starts. Not that that matters, but I'm getting like the moon is really pungent for you for some reason. So the next full moon, especially when the sun is in Scorpio, I'm really getting like this might be a thing. If you're watching this at some other time, I'm still getting like it has something to do with the full moon. It really feels like it. So your next full moon, whenever that is, keep that in mind, because something's been a little dormant for a while. When I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles, it's like something is like it's like in storage, and it just kind of, it's not good nor bad. It's not wasting away. It's almost like you put something in the freezer and it's still good. It's just kind of you forgot about it. Something like that. Like it feels something is still like it's still going, but you're not paying attention to it. It feels dormant, and it's something that like you got the Temperance here with the songbird. The night song. See, but when I feel it, it's like it's covering that. So it's like something is kind of muted for now. But there's a lot of potential here. I'm getting a lot of potential with this red bird. I know it says hidden talents maybe, but that's not really I feel like something has a lot of potential, but it's hidden. Something is hidden. Something's a little muted. Not really right in your face right now. And I feel like you're not overly concerned with it at the moment. Until somebody brings your attention to it. It's like somebody says, hey, what about blah? What about whatever it is? What about this? Like it seems like when you come to this reading, it might be that just, somebody might be kind of stirring the pot a little bit. And you're like, I haven't thought about that in a while. And I don't know if I want to. Okay, somebody brings it forward. Somebody's bringing something forward. And I feel like you're looking at it. You got the Underworld card here. You got a lot going on with that. You got the Underworld card coming in, kind of like, I don't know if I want to have anything to do with that. The Underworld is a very tricky place. It's actually a very healing, good place, but it's usually scary and very uncomfortable to be there. This is like, you know, when you have to go to the hospital to get something taken care of, and the procedure is very unpleasant and you hate it. It's very uncomfortable. But when all is said and done, it affords you the healing, the true healing. You actually completely heal from it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, So, for example, if somebody breaks a bone and it heals incorrectly, this would be going to the hospital to have it rebroke and set correctly. Kind of like, I really don't want my bone broke again. And I really don't like the idea of that, especially the healing time. But it's kind of like it's hindering you. It's not allowing you to move forward. So it has to be redamaged to heal correctly so you can be back at full strength. And it's kind of like, but seeing it that way is hard. You know what I mean? Kind of like, yeah, I can walk now, I can run now, but if I have it rebroke, I'm not going to be for a few months. At least for a month, if not two. And then I have to get used to walking on it again. It's going to be a while. Like, it's kind of like, I don't like the idea. Like, I can walk now, but I need to. And you're thinking about it, and you're like, it's not like you're afraid of it. I don't really think that's the truth. I think it's more like, you're kind of like, I could do that, but is it really worth it? You're questioning, like, I can walk now, I can technically run now. Do I need to? But it's almost like it's bothering you, like, yeah, it's going to limit me later. It's going to be more of a problem later. If I don't do it now, later I'm probably going to wish I did. So you're like, yeah. It's almost kind of like, maybe I don't have to deal with it right now. Maybe I could put it off a little bit longer. But sooner or later, I'm going to have to deal with it. And I'm going to be like, well, if I dealt with it then, if I dealt with it before, I wouldn't have to deal with it now. So it's like, how long do I really want to put this off for? And you keep thinking that, like, how long do I really want to put this off for? You're doing what you can, right? But this is kind of like, I feel like it's up to you. Like, when do you want to deal with it? You have a moment where it's kind of like it's on the forefront of your brain. Like, should I just deal with it? Because when you do deal with it, you got mummy coming in, which is change. But it's almost like, I know I have to do that, but exactly how's it going to play out? I know I'll make it through that, but exactly what am I going to have to deal with? It's kind of like, yeah, I know. It's kind of like, same thing with having a bone rebroke. Like, how is that going to happen? like how is that going to happen? Like, am I going to be out for that? Please. Or am I going to have a local or something, and they're just going to like, just hit me with a hammer? Like, what's going to happen? I doubt that would happen, by the way. But, like, what's going to happen? Like, what are they going to do? And that's kind of like, there's variables in here. You're like, I don't know how this is actually going to play out. But I do have to do it at some point. I know once in a while they have to re-break bones, but I don't really know what that entails. So I'm just saying. But this is how, that's a fear that would play on my mind. Like, what are they going to do? How are they going to re-break it? What am I going to be conscious, unconscious? And if I'm conscious, like, oh my God, can you imagine? Oh my God, I can't. I don't even want to go there. I'm already getting anxiety from it. All right, we're going to step back because I don't have to have a bone rebroke. I don't even know why we're going there, but, like, it's freaking me out. Black Cat with Zombie is coming in next, and I feel the full moon. Like, this makes me feel full moon. Like, really makes me feel full moon. Like, the moon card is usually, like, mystery, sometimes suspense, what's really going on here, sometimes intuition. I'm getting full moon energy from that. Like, a little bit of discord, things being really intense, trying to move forward, not really sure if I'm doing it the right way. Black Cat with Zombie makes me feel like the Black Cat. I think of the Black Cat as like that unassuming ally, or like people don't see, like it's an ally that you're not really recognizing at first. Sometimes people are afraid of black cats, and I'm like, don't be afraid of a black cat. Like, they're cute, they're cuddly. Not always. Cats are cats. Cats are cats. I mean, let's be fair. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not. It's just kind of like that first image is afraid. Sometimes people are afraid of it. What does it say here? Fortune meets opportunity. Zombie. There's fear. There's fear here, but it's almost like somebody's trying to help you through. Accept the help you get. Some people, I feel like some of you are going to see the cat sign and realize that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Others of you might be like, I don't really care for cats. And I get that. But the thing is, the whole thing with the black cat is the black cat fear. It's not, I don't really feel like you should fear them. I feel like what it's saying is, like, you have an ally here. There's an ally coming forward that you might not trust at first sight. You might be a little nervous. Like, somebody might be trying to literally help you, and you might be like, oh no, that doesn't look right. Like, it's almost like, again, the bone breaking thing, which I don't know why I keep going there. It's like the doctor's like, oh, we're like, here, come into my office, and I'll tell you how it's gonna go. And you'll be like, oh, I don't want to. No. It's a good thing. It's just you might be a little nervous about it at first, whatever it is. Don't let the fear hold you back. Not that it technically will, but don't let it overcome you. Don't let it overcome you and give you more anxiety than you have to have. The sooner you see it, like once you recognize this fear, like, oh my God, what's that? Just go right towards it. Just get right into it. Leo does that a lot. I've noticed it. Don't know why I'm saying that, but there you go. They go right. They're like, what? That's nervous. That's scary. Let's just get it done with. Let's just deal with it. I think Scorpio. I think you guys do tend to head towards things too. But I feel like sometimes it can overwhelm you in your brain, and you can be like, oh my God, like that's going to be something really big to deal with. And you might gear up for a fight when you don't need to gear up for a fight. I think that's what we're looking at. They're like, don't gear up for that really big fight and be ready to, like, all right, we're going to go for it, then we're going to go for it. It's not going to be bad. This is an ally. You don't want to go towards an ally with your fists ready to pound them to death. Like, relax. Don't get overly, defensive. Just kind of like be ready, of course, but just kind of go into it with a calm moment. Realize that this person is your ally. Don't go towards them like you're going to have to beat them down, because you're not. I think that's the thing with Scorpio. You guys are strong, and if you think there's a challenge coming ahead, you gear up and get ready for it. And they're saying, don't do that with this one. Just go into it calmly. Keep yourself together. Don't get yourself overexcited about it. That way you're not going at somebody that you don't need to. Like, you want to be nice to your ally, right? And at first you might not realize they're your ally. That's what we're saying. Because you're strong. You're strong. Because you're strong and you know you're strong. Um, Protection. Yeah, I get that. Jack-o'-lantern is kind of like, it's a very quirky card in my opinion, because it's like, if you're coming up to a house and you see a couple jack-o'-lanterns lit and that's it, that could be a little bit intimidating, especially if you don't know that house. Especially if you're going towards a house and it's like a party scenario and you're like, oh, I see the jack-o'-lanterns, but that's all I see. Is something going to jump out? Is somebody going to scare me? What's going to happen? But if you're on the other side of the jack-o'-lantern, is if you put the jack-o'-lantern there, you lit it, you know what's there. It's kind of like, no, I know what's here. I know what that is. I'm not afraid of it because I already know. There might be something set up to jump out at people, but I know what that is. I'm not going to be afraid of that. It's no big deal. So it's kind of like switching your perspective. I feel like that's why the jack-o'-lantern is here. See it from the inside. Do your best to see it from the inside. Kind of like, all right, I got to get my bone reset. I know it has to be rebroken. It has to be reset to heal correctly. Let me go online. Let me look at people. Let me see if I can look that up on YouTube. People who've gone through that. And see if they explain what happened. And maybe, because that way it's not as scary. I'm just watching a video. Nobody's doing anything to me. I'm not signing my name on a dotted line or anything. I'm just watching a video. Maybe I could do that. Maybe that's how I can switch my perspective. Maybe I can turn it around and see how other people have dealt with this similar situation. That might help some of you. I feel like some other reference of like somebody else who's been on the other side of this, who's gone through this, telling you, okay, this is what I went through, this is what I had to face, this is what they said to me. And that could be like, oh, okay, wait a minute, all right, that makes sense. I mean, I'm very intimidated by this, but knowing what somebody else went through, like I feel like I have check marks, like this type of thing is going to happen first, that type of thing is going to happen second. Okay, that helps, makes me feel better. Another thing I'm getting with this medical field, I don't know why, is like certain cancers. Oh my god, this sounds scary, this sounds horrible, which cancer is usually scary and horrible. But if you have an ally or you can find somebody else to give you like a heads up, like, oh my god, when I had that diagnosis, this is what happened first, this is what happened next, this is what we talked about, this is what I went through, this is what I've heard other people go through. Kind of like, okay, all right, I get like a plan in here, I got like an idea, like it doesn't mean it's going to go exactly this way for me, but I have similar things to look at, like, okay, that's probably going to be an issue, but it probably won't last forever, blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that. Because I feel like turning this around. The jack-o'-lantern, I like the jack-o'-lantern, because it's like saying, instead of accepting that you have to face this, try to get around it and see what it's like coming at it from the other side. Like, what is the actual problem, and can I get comfortable, or at least get an idea of what I'm dealing with from the other side? Like, can I look at this from the inside? Instead of coming up towards the house, can I look at this as if I was inside the house and somebody was coming towards it? What would they say to me? Like, things that they already dealt with. Because you're going to go forward with this. This is face down, because it's like, if you get this turned around first and you see it from the other angle first, it's easier to go towards it. It's easier to handle it. It's easier to deal with. A lot going on in your mind. But they're good. Okay. The first thing is the underworld. That's like, I don't know if I want to deal with this. I don't know. Like, it's kind of like, it's scary, it's necessary. I don't know if I really want to. All of this, it's really good. It's 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles, and the Empress. So you got 2 water, 2 earth, and the Empress, to me, I think of her as kind of like earthy sometimes. She does seem to be highlighting this earth-water feel. I feel like that's kind of, in this situation, for this read, I do feel like she's kind of acquiring that energy and using it to her advantage. It's almost kind of like, I need some stability. I need something to stand on. The Ace of Pentacles and the Prince of Pentacles here, it's kind of like, I need something to stand on. I know what I have to do, but I need to understand more elements of this before I'm actually going into this situation. Before I take the trip and I get there and I deal with it myself, I need to hear a few different other people tell me about their experiences with this similar situation, so I can just get like a scope of like what possibly might happen, what's more likely to happen, so I can kind of get my feet on the ground here and decide what I think is going to happen. I need other people's 6 of Cups, which may seem strange because this is going on, I think, in your thoughts. I need other people's history, and I need to know how they worked through it and how they succeeded through it. Other people's experiences doesn't mean I'm going to have the same experience. I know that. but it gives me a foundation, something to work with, something to build from, so that I can feel more secure and more steady with this. Now, where's this going? All the information you got, you know what to expect. Whatever this is, whatever it is, I feel like it's kind of like you still don't want to do it. I get that's the Five of Cups. But you're like, I need to do this. I need to do this, but I'm not really sold on this. In the sense of like, I don't really want to. Like, I'm not excited about it. I don't feel you being excited. Like, yahoo! Break my bone. No, I don't see anybody. Even if, like, if somebody have other diagnosis, like, yay, chemo. Great. Like, you might have aspects where, like, I'm thankful that I can heal from this, but it's like going through the actual. It's not fun, from what I understand. I've known a couple people go through it. It doesn't sound like it's a good time. So you're like not gonna be like, oh yay, chemo, great. Like if that's what you're going for, but you're kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna do it because I need to, and it gives me my best chance. I'm gonna do it. Whatever it is, you're feeling like I need to do this. Where this ends up, a lot of action. I'm not getting like any guarantee. I mean, I know it's a general read, but I'm getting like the wheel is gonna turn at some point. The wheel is gonna turn. And I feel like it's going to turn in your favor. It's just the question is like how? Because I feel like there's unexpected news coming forward with this. This is how this is ending with that Wheel of Fortune, with the Tower and the Ace of Wands though. When the Ace of Wands comes in with the Tower, like it means like whatever happens is creating immediate action. And I'm getting like the Lover's card here with the Eight of Wands. Something's creating immediate action. Something's changing the situation. Whatever was expected, like it's like something has to be addressed. It's like, all right, that's being addressed, but something else is showing up. And the Tower card is telling me it's something that needs to be addressed correctly, quickly also. But I'm getting the Lover's card, like people are saying, well, this is going to be a little bit more intense, but it actually is better. It's kind of like, oh, we were going to reset your leg, but we are also realized that, you know, part of your hip was the reason it was off to begin with. That's why it healed incorrectly. So we're going to need to do the hip too. It's kind of like you're seeing all the problems at once. So it's kind of like, instead of going through this and healing this first and then realizing something else has to be healed later and going through that later, we're going to just take care of it all at once. It's kind of like, oh, that's a little bit more scary, but I'd rather know now instead of like running into the same problem another time around. So it's kind of like, oh, we're finding out more of the real root cause of why this is happening, and we're going to deal with this all at once, so that way we give you the best chance of getting the good outcome you're looking for. There's a wild card moment here with that Wheel of Fortune. So the outcome might be a little bit scary. I really feel like this goes in your favor. It's just at first it's kind of like, I didn't want to hear more problems. I didn't want to hear that. But at the same time, they're like, yeah, but if it's better to know now. I mean, to you, it's going to be the recovery is the recovery. If I'm going to have to be laid up for a couple months anyway, might as well get it all taken care of. I don't want to be doing this in installments. Let's just deal with it all at once. So that's kind of the upswing to it. Like, I didn't want extra bad news, but on the upswing, I'd rather get it all taken care of at once. Let's just get it done. I had a friend go through that. Like, they had one problem, and then after it was all said and done, they found a second one, and then it was kind of like, I wish they just fixed it all at once. But for legal reasons, they couldn't. So now then she had to go in for the second part. So it is what it is. I think this is good, but unnerving. So hopefully that goes well for whoever hits for. General read, I know, but if this hits for you, I hope it goes very, very well. And I'm hoping this outcome, when it's all said and done, I hope that's something that makes your life better. Okay. So we're going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.